Okay, good morning, guys. Oof, I'm big sleepy. It's one of the worst parts about work day for me is the waking up. I'm definitely struggling a little bit right now. Um, Ever since I had COVID, uh, my body has kind of decided I need to wake up super early all the time. Okay, good. All that's good. I should have done this before I got on here, but everything looks like it's going okay. Fantastic. So I'm gonna go ahead, do just a little bit of cleanup on these guys since I am nearing the end with them. They're getting to that point where they're almost done. It looks like all I've really got to do, get some faces done, get some minor details done, airbrush some highlights on them, and they will be good to go. And of course get the basing done on. That's okay. I'm already pretty close there. So let's go ahead and get to it. I don't know why, but the angle of the computer today is messing with me. And as always, my sinuses have decided that it's early in the morning, so nothing is allowed to work right. Actually, why am I using this one? I'm not messing with any stains or anything. I can go ahead and go down smaller. Hey, Pilkey, good morning. Good to see you. Well, good afternoon for you, I think. It's almost noon. No, not quite noon. We're all both actually up early enough that it's not even noon yet. So yeah, I'm finding... There it is. Yeah, okay, I can tilt him back a little bit. I'm up way too early. And so since I've got some more time, I'm going back through and doing some touch-up on these guys. How are you doing? How is your day been going? Thank you. Given how much of it is just me madly batch painting them, I'm pretty happy with how they're turning out myself. I figured since a lot of it was going to be covered up, and since these were essentially just line infantry, that I could afford to be a little sloppy with how I did their work, and luckily that paid off for me. You know what they say, luck is applied skill, or better lucky than good, whichever you want to call it. Either way, yeah, they're looking pretty good. I'm really happy with how they're turning out. I sent a progress shot to the client, and he's very excited. I'm just very tired. Ever since I had COVID back in early November, I think it was early November, it might have been early October, I forget at this point. Time means nothing. My sleep pattern has been completely messed up. And part of that is because I realized, wait a minute, I've got 5 guaranteed days off. I could just, and I'm going to sleep for most of it. Very cool. Yeah, my wife did Christmas decorations over the weekend, and I helped a little bit. And we finally got a tree topper for our Christmas tree, because we used to have one, but it didn't match the color patterning of the rest of the decoration. She went with a really strong blue and silver look. The Christmas tree was bright red. So, we've been meaning to get a new tree topper, and I had insisted that I want one that'll feel special, right? Not just something cheap you could get from Walmart or whatever. And so we were a little more picky with it. And we finally found a good one. Looked like a snowflake. Made out of like glass and metal. So we're pretty happy about that. But yeah. Ever since I had COVID like 2 months ago, I had decided on, I think the second day, that since my sleep pattern's all screwy anyway, and I've got 5 guaranteed days off, that I was going to try and wake up really early to catch Doig and Swift, since I really enjoy their stream. And so I was going to bed pretty early since, you know, COVID, but I was also waking up at 3 in the morning. And ever since then, my body has decided, oh, he wants to wake up super early. I've thought about it. She does not like my Mortarion. Like, she thinks it's really well painted and everything, but she thinks it's gross. So she won't let me do that. It's pretty much the same reason why she won't let me get a great unclean one. As much as I want that model, I am deferring to my wife's judgment on that. Because the last thing I want is for her to throw it away. No, I know she wouldn't do that. She just would want it to stay in the basement. Yeah, right? Yeah, it's meant to be horrifying and disgusting. Oh yeah. Speaking of, One Page Rules finally put out their version of the Great Unclean One. And since they did that whole fungal thing, the dude basically looks like Mushroom Santa Claus. I'm sorry to hear that. What's causing the painful shoulders? I mean, to be honest, the shitty sleep schedule on my end is the whole reason why I've been coming down here and painting earlier. Is just that I'm waking up at like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. Speaking of, I had a weird one this morning. I was actually awake at like 3 and I forced myself back to sleep. And it was for the dumbest reason. The wife had been complaining that I was grinding my teeth in my sleep, which I knew about because a dental appointment told me that had been the case. And so I kind of balked at getting a mouthpiece just because I didn't want to. But a couple tendonitis, oof, yeah, that's the worst. I have a lot of tension in my upper neck and shoulders too, so I get that. What actually has helped with that, and it's something I need to get back into, is boxing. You can't be tight while boxing, otherwise you burn out really quickly, so you've got to learn to loosen up your neck and shoulders. And ever since I kind of stopped doing those things, I've tensed back up. Though I can definitely understand that. You basically work a desk job, right? And I mean, I get that same way with painting, because I'm leaned over the model and whatnot. So it's causing a lot of the same issues. What was the next thing I was going to... Washes. The next thing I was going to do was washes. But yeah, she said that a couple nights ago that my teeth grinding was terrible. And normally it's kind of bad, and she can just kind of reach over and put her hand on my mouth and I stop. But a couple nights ago, it sounded like I was actively chewing on Jolly Ranchers and hard candy. So, I went ahead and finally got a bite guard for my mouth for sleeping. And it arrived yesterday, so I formed it, fit it, everything was good. I've gotten really good at that from all the times I've lost my gum shield and I've had to buy a new Boil and Bite. And so I did all that, and I wore it last night, and I woke up at like 3 in the morning and had this sudden realization of I'm not biting down on anything. And so I kind of had a mild panic, and I started feeling around a little bit while trying not to wake her up. And I realized that it wasn't near my pillow, it wasn't on the bed, it wasn't near her. And so all I can think of is either it fell really deep into the bed, fell off the bed, or I ate my damn mouth guard. And so I lay awake for about 15 minutes just kind of thinking, oh my goodness, I ate my mouth guard. I think this is going to be awful. I should either go in the bathroom and induce vomiting, or I'm going to have a really painful experience later. And so, of course, now I'm feeling both nauseous and worried, and starting to feel some pulsing in my stomach just because of that alarm. And I roll over, and my vision kind of unblurs a little bit, and I notice that my mouth guard is sitting on my nightstand. So either it fell out and I, through my sleep, had the wherewithal to put it on my nightstand, or it fell out and the wife had the wherewithal to put it on my nightstand. Either way, I was very confused and upset. And then I finally fell back asleep for like an hour. But yeah, I've got some kind of rotator cuff issue in my left shoulder. And I thought so too, but I'm also known for having a pretty big appetite and for being a very impatient eater. And one of my friends who I met when I moved down to Roanoke, he says one of his favorite things to do is watch me eat, because in a lot of ways I'm very well composed. And I'm very, I don't want to say proper, but, did I forget to, ah, man, oh well. I'm very well composed and organized and put together, but apparently when I'm really hungry and I eat, I just kind of turn into a duck, and I just start inhaling everything I can. So, I don't doubt that somehow I could eat. I mean, it's not like a full-on gum shield either. It just kind of, rings the bottom of my, the bottom of my teeth, and there's just enough there to bite down on. But, I could pretty clearly see myself eating the damn thing. Which, especially at 3 a.m. when you're not thinking too clearly, that is definitely a thought that went through my mind. Was somehow I managed to consume an entire bite, like mouth guard. Thankfully, I was wrong. That would have been awful and embarrassing. So I think I've mentioned this before where you were on stream, but this is my favorite non-named character model. I love how this guy looks, and the creator, or the client, he put a custom helmet on him, which is more Imperial Fisty, and it just made me love the guy more. So I got so excited, I got so like intensely like, I need this model, that I went ahead and bought it off eBay, because it's cheaper that way. So I'm gonna have one of my own. I'm gonna make sure to paint this one up real sexy. But I'm going to do one of my own, and he's going to become another fist captain for me. I need to touch that up. I'm nowhere near done with these guys. The character models I'm going to spend a lot more time on. Between him, Captain Number 2, and the chaplain on the bike, I'm going to be spending more time on these guys. Because they're too good looking to not get some more love. That and they are character models, but I love how these guys look. I think they're so cool. Though I like the first Gravis Captain a lot more. I don't like the, I don't really like the aggressor body type. It just makes them look really pot-bellied, and they got that weird cowl. But that's just me. Ugh. I think going with the gold made this thing really pop, because the black armor didn't really do much flattering for these models. So adding some gold and some white on them really helped them. Okay. I'm just going to hit them all with a little wash over the gold bits. And then I'll go back and paint their eyes, their helmets, and their faces. I need to get me some more Outriders. Ugh. But yeah, so that's how my morning's gone. The only upside is knowing that I'm gonna have a really easy day at work, because we started the kids on a project last class. A moment. Excuse me. And so they just need to finish that today. So there's just gonna be minimal actual engagement on my part. So if I don't feel better soon, I don't have to be too like on it today. Oh my goodness. Yeah, see, like this is that chaplain on a bike. Cool. Looks like he used a Reaver helmet for him though, which is also kind of neat. I think I might have mentioned it before, but this guy went really hard on customizing his models and kit bashing them. And so he has a lot of neat little doodads, some neat little changes I would have never thought to do to him. And I think it's really heckin' neato. And these are definitely some models I wish to own at some point. Like the chaplain on the bike is really good for a lot of reasons, but I also think it's just kind of a cool model. Speaking of the... Oh man, I forgot to paint that gold. The Crozius. What is your opinion on the Crozius as a piece of equipment in Warhams? Oh man. Yeah, that's definitely going to be it for you. Good luck. Good luck on that. Because yeah, you're still working on your overlay, aren't you? And that seems like it's going to be an eternal project, but it's going to be beautiful when it's done. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of that. Yeah, I'm going to finish this guy off, and he's going to look really freaking good. Oh, you got a little home over there. Oh, I was surprised. One of their litanies gives like a +1 to hit rolls. And I was surprised at how useful that is on an Imperial Fist's army. Because, you know, Imperial Fists are mainly gun lines. But if you put them with, say, a Hellblaster unit of plasma guys, or a Devastator unit, or anything that can do a lot of damage really quickly, then you just have him follow them around with his aura. Or his litany or whatever. And then now you've got guys that can theoretically like advance and still hit on 3s with heavy weapons, or move and still hit on 3s with, or advance and still hit on 3s with assault weapons, or move and still hit on 3s with heavy weapons. And so he definitely makes them a lot more dangerous. I found that out because I did put him with some Hellblasters. No, Yaiki, I do not. I appreciate it, but that's okay. You can go away. Nothing says I'm desperate like buying followers. I'll be right back. I need to blow my nose. Oh, good gracious. We're in that weird seasonal time for me where my allergies are really kicking my butt. It's just because it's either shifting between too cold and too warm, or it's too wet. I can't really tell. But it is driving me nuts. Okay. Go ahead and hit that with wash. Yeah, he looks good. Yeah, that's something I wish I had more time for. I really wish I could just stream for hours and make, you know, money. I might get there eventually, but right now that's not in the cards. I do enjoy it though. There is the part of me that is a teacher that enjoys being able to answer questions and help people get better at things. And I would greatly prefer if it were things I enjoy. So, helping people get better at the painting, helping people get better at the D&Ds. It's why I was a coach for a little while. All that fun stuff. What the heck is going on? It's an interdesting torso. He's got a shield instead of an Aquila. That must be a Black Templar thing. Yeah, I guess so, because he's got the tabard going all the way down. I was not expecting much out of this color scheme. Like the Temple Guard with the black and the yellow, I kind of thought was a little blah. But the more I look at it, and the more I see what else can be done with it, like all the pop that I've tried to create through the other colors contrasting it, I gotta say I kind of dig it. Because I really like the basic, just kind of brutality of the Black Templar look. But I think the Temple Guard definitely doesn't look as cheesy as I was expecting it to. That's fair. Yeah, I would never expect to earn a ton of money off of Twitch. It seems like people who want to earn a lot of money doing something like this go through YouTube and have a Patreon to go along with it. Like I listened to Drawfee a lot too, and something they were really excited about was that between their live streaming, their Drawfee channel, and their Twitch, they're making enough to get by, and they're doing well because of it. But it's like that's a pretty big audience there. I guess my thing was it would be like secondary income or supplementary income that would be that would bolster the income I'd make off of commission painting. but I think I need to vastly improve my skills before I can become an actual, like, legitimate commission painter. I don't know, because I definitely read about a dude from r/brush for hire who emphasized pretty strongly that not everyone needs a masterpiece. There are quite a few people out there that just want their stuff painted. And that's absolutely fair. Like the guy who I'm doing this for, he's not looking for golden demon level paint jobs, he just wants his guys to look good. And he was really excited with the paint job I had. I think it's kind of sloppy right now and still needs some refinement. But he was telling me last night that he kept trying to zoom in and look at all the details on the dudes because he was so happy with how they turned out. Yeah, exactly. I forget, what is your main occupation? What is the thing that you do to pay the bills? Are you Yeah, exactly. I really like this model. I thought so. That's what I remembered, that you were like a freelance programmer. I think what I'm gonna try and do, and I've never done this before, is I think I'm gonna try and add some like blood staining effects to this. One of my favorite versions of this guy that I've seen, they did a really good job with the blood effects on the cloth as he was wiping away gore from his latest kill. So we're gonna see how that looks. If I can pull that off successfully. Okay. These are good looking minis. Okay, I think I've hit them all now with the Seraphim Sepia, so this can go away. Yeah, the blood for the blood god looks fantastic. I want to see if I can go deeper, for lack of a better term. I don't even remember where I found it. It was just a really good blade guard. Let me see if I can find it on the Reddits, because that's where I found it. No, not top. Those are really good looking though. Nope. Nah, I'm not gonna find it. That was way too long ago. Actually, that looks pretty darn good, and it's not even... yeah, I might just go ahead and do some... Hey, nice to see you. Nice to see you again. I'm sorry if I sound a little bad. Again, my allergies are giving me grief, which really sucks, because I hope that with it being colder again, that won't be the case. But it seems like every time the temperature shifts, my body decides it needs to go into overdrive. What I think I also need to do, though, is just get a darn air filter for the basement. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to do a couple things for this for the bloody blade guard dude. First, I'm gonna put these guys back here so I can work on their energy swords a little later. Though I do like how the Nighthaunt Gloom gave their energy swords kind of a blue sheen to it. These guys are gonna go back here for right now because I'm not ready to work on their muzzle burn yet. I have decided that I'm going to fixate on this guy's rag that he is using to clean his sword. So, I'm going to mix some black and some red, get a really nice dark color to act as a base, and then I'm going to use some blood for the blood god to put over it so I can get a nice base underneath the blood for the blood god. And we're going to see how that looks. But I am nearing the finish line with these guys, and I would like to be done, if only because the quicker I'm done, the quicker I can get paid. So tired. Benry paints, tired and snotty. Give me a second. I gotta blow my nose again. Yeah, how you doing, Nicia Vera? I hope I'm pronouncing that right. How's your morning, afternoon, whatever time it is in your time zone going? It's a little bit. It's 20 after 7 in Virginia, and yeah, that looks pretty good. and I've been awake since about 5 a.m. I am exhausted. Clearly my sinuses have decided they're not going to play nice. So I'm just kind of dealing with that. Okay, this is turning out way better than I expected. I'm pretty okay with that. That dark red really worked. And it's got just enough brown mottling in it to make it look like there's some dried blood on there too. I think he's really gonna like how that looks. Okay. Next, let's take some of the brighter red and let's put it near the front where it's clearly still on the blade and where it's clearly mopping up most of the mess. Because in the back it might have dried out a little more. I don't know. I'm glad to say that I do not know how ridiculous amounts of blood clotting works. And I think I'm going to keep that as a positive in my life. Maybe have a little bit more drippity draggity down near the bottom. Have a little bit of it kind of highlight the high spots. And the spots where it would have gathered the most, or there'd be the most light reflecting off of it. You know, I was going to use some blood for the blood god, but that turned out pretty good. Add some more in there, right at that spot. I think he's gonna like that. I think he's gonna like how disgusting that looks. Yeah, that's the good. I accidentally made the good, and I'm happy about that. Next thing. Get some more red. And the reason for the more red is to do every one of these guys' lenses. Actually, wait a second. Reference shots. Oh, they have green lenses. Never mind. Okay. Actually, I'm going to put this up for you guys. The yellow helmets have green lenses, which makes sense. Yellow and green looks good together. But most of these guys are wearing black helmets. Should I give them green lenses also, or should I give them red lenses? For their eyes. Again, why did I make that go away? I still need it. Most of the dudes in this army, they have the yellow lenses because they're wearing the yellow helmets, and I wasn't sure if that was a constant across the army, so I only gave their sergeants yellow helmets. So, should I give every one of them yellow lenses for their eyes, or should I give the black helmets green, or golly, my god, I'm so tired. Green lenses. Should I give them all green eyes, or should I only give the yellow helmets green eyes and give everyone else red eyes? What do you guys think? Honk. My incoherent rambling will at some point make sense. And actually, use some Cadian flesh tone to get their skin down. Get some of that other wash. Because I think the red on the black really pops. But at the same time, I don't want to just give them red lenses if you feel like it goes against the rest of their color scheme. You know what I mean? Okay, we're going to go ahead. Actually, no, what am I doing? I'm so disorganized right now because my brain's in 5 different places. Okay, that's fair. Because I haven't done anyone's lenses yet, I don't think. Everyone, like, he gave me all these initiates. And except for, oh man, I forgot to do his little knife on his leg. But except for, like, this guy, whose lenses I have not painted, every single one of these guys are helmetless, so they're the only ones I've completed. Everyone else is just kind of blank until I can figure this out. So you're saying red on black, I'd maybe go red on yellow too. I don't think the dude's awake yet, so I can't ask him. Maybe what I'll do for now is... You know what I can do? We're gonna move this back down here just so I don't forget. I'm gonna find... That is fair. What I'm gonna do is... I'm gonna put him back. And I'm gonna grab one dude with a helmet. With a yellow helmet. Oh, well, that made life really easy, I think, because most of the guys with the yellow helmets are only the captains. Everyone else is either wearing a black helmet or is helmetless. And I think I did that on purpose. Because I'm lazy. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to paint one side red and one side green. And then I'm going to talk to the client and he can tell me which side he likes better. I'm gonna use the tricky variety. Let's see if my hands are steady enough this early in the morning to do this. Okay, there's the start of the red lens. I do agree though, but consistency is king here. Having it look uniform across the army is going to be what matters, especially because this person is using them as like a sub army to their main Imperial Fists army. Though I think at this point they're going to have more infantry in this army than for their Fist army. Okay, that's the wrong green. That's the right green. I'm also going to be hopping off real soon because I've unfortunately made it a habit of sticking around a little longer than I should, and I've been pretty habitually late for work. And I don't want to keep doing that because even though I'm by and large a pretty good employee, I don't want to give the front office a reason to notice me. Unless it's another teacher praising my teaching, you know what I mean? So, at about 7:30-ish, 7:35-ish, I'm going to actively start cleaning up. Come on, green. There we go. There's the green I'm looking for. Also, green. Yucky. Why do you have a huge frozen gob on top? Green lenses. Also green lens. Yeah, see, that's perfect. And see, I agree with you. I think that Imperial Fists with the base yellow should definitely have green lenses, because the green looks really good against the yellow. And like you said, it contrasts real nice with the Martian bases. Speaking of, I'm about to show you something really cool. And this makes me exceptionally happy. I have both 30 and 40k Imperial Fists, right? So, like, I've got these guys. I've got the ones from the new Horus Heresy box set, right? And I think they look really good. I love them. I love the new proportions on them. I like the fact that they're still kind of chonky and like rectangular and stocky, even though they've got the longer limbs. I think they look great. And I want to buy more, but they're friggin' expensive. And what I really want to do is I want to buy some heavy weapons and special weapons teams so I have, like, you know, whole companies of it and whatnot. However, an intrepid gentleman on the internet has gone ahead and made his own versions of them. And not only did he make his own versions of them, he made them friggin' perfect. And so, for like 10 bucks, I can now print these guys until I run out of resin. And the person who did these, well, not the person who did this, someone else, and I think he's also trying to do it too, is making all the chapter-specific Imperial Fist heads, or all the chapter-specific heads for the Mark 6 armor. So, my dream of having a Loyalist Death Guard army is going to come true very soon. And that makes me really happy. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I need a black. Just a little bit of black. I don't need a lot of black. Oh no, it's plugged up. The one thing I hate about dropper bottles is the fact that they get clogged. Like, clearly they are superior to the pots, but dropper bottles have that one mechanical flaw in them, and that's that they clog. But I think I'll take that over the mess that is paint pots. Okay, so now mix some green into the black. Get that nice and dark. Because, yeah, like I found Heresy era Death Guard Terminators. I've got a Heresy era Mortarion. I really like the Death Guard as like an opposite version of the Imperial Fists. And I know they're not their natural rivals or anything. That's the Iron Warriors. But I'm still a fan. I like kind of the stubbornness of both sides, that the Death Guard are like, we're not going to die, and we're going to kill you while that happens. And the Imperial Fists are like, we're not going to die, and we're going to hold this position while that happens. Okay. Yeah, those both look good. Okay, let's add some yellow into the red. Make it into a brighter orange. Let's add that into the lens. Make that a little brighter. Set some yellow in the green. Make that a little brighter. There we go. Be sad that I accidentally got too much yellow in, or too much green in there. Now it's messing up the rest of the look. There we go. You ever, you know, like in movies when the hero just goes through too much shit, and by the end of the movie they've got like a single eye vessel that's ruptured. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from this guy right now. There we go. So let's see if I can get that in focus. There we go. I can show that to the client and be like, hey, which one do you like better? And he can tell me which one he likes better, and I'll explain to him. And then I can get directives from him. I'm hoping he goes with... Actually, I don't know. I like painting them both. They're nice and easy. But that's going to be it for me today. I've got to pack up and make sure I get to work on time. And at the same time, I guess because I woke up too early and all the other stuff, I'm having a little bit of stomach nausea. So I'm going to go deal with that too. But... thank you for helping me through that, and thank you for being here to have someone to talk to this early in the morning for me. And we'll see how that looks. Eventually, I've got to do an entire Redemptor Dreadnought and an Impulsor for this army. But thankfully, since they're so darn big, they're going to be a whole lot easier to work on. Let's go ahead and wipe that up. Wipe up all of that paint. Get it off the wet palette. Oh, goodness. Yeah, there was a really cool... Maverick Paints had a really good lesson on how to do lenses. And I like what it is. Let me see if I can zoom him in and get the camera close enough so that you can really see. But what he basically does is he goes down with a really dark color. And, like... the mid-tone you want with black, and he covers the entire lens, and then he goes back to the base color and does like 2/3 of the lens, and then he adds a brighter color to that, like an off-white, and then does 1/3 of the lens, and then he goes just to the off-white and dots the inside and dots the outside of the lens, and that really gets a nice like lighting effect going on. I'm sorry I'm shaking so much, but I think in general it looks pretty darn good. So that's my painterly tip for the day, is to follow Maverick Paints. That being said, I gotta get going. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys later, potentially this evening if I'm on early enough. Otherwise, have a great rest of the day, guys, and thank you again for joining me, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.